I can't even imagine. Don't disappoint me, Rod Black. Please tell me you dressed up for Halloween in this RP show appearance today. Come on. No, you didn't. What are you dressed as? I should not. I shouldn't.
I'm dressed as the lesser Rod.
How about that?
Stop it. Stop it. Happy Halloween, Rod Black.
There you are. I wish I was. I was going to wear I had a Rod Pedersen mask all set, and I got on the road and I got in traffic. So this is, I'm not driving, by the way, I'm parked. But what was your take on Remembrance Day? I want to hear it.
Safety first. Oh, listen, every game at the Panthers here, they introduce a military vet, and a lot of the media doesn't stand. And I'd never have ever said anything, but the other day, the guy was 100 years old, and they helped him up out of his wheelchair to stand and salute the crowd, and these guys can't get off their fat ass and even look up from their laptops to applaud the guy, let alone stand for him. It just, God, it pisses me off. That's what it was.
Well, dude, you said it. Fat ass. Most of the guys, most of our brethren, and the people in our business, I want to just the men and women in our business often are so caught up in it, and I think sometimes we feel so entitled that there's no cheering in the press box, and they're right. I don't think there should be cheering in the press box unless it's something like that. I love the military salutes, the forces salutes, the nurses, the doctors, whoever it may be. We get caught up, Rod, so often in calling sports athletes heroes. No, they do great things. Heroes are the people who keep us safe, who protect us. Heroes are people who do great things for the community. So, yes, I love that take. And we should be saluting them every day. And I would even say up here in Canada, I know that Remembrance Day is very important. But I wish that we did it every single day, that we remembered our veterans. We remembered the people who are giving us the opportunity to do the things that we love to do today. We're not here, Rod, without them.
Yeah, I don't know where along the line that message got lost, but it needs to be remembered. Speaking of all that, talk about our media brethren that might be a little portly. I've known you a really long time, and I've often known you to be in very good shape. I've never asked you what is your training regimen, or what do you do to keep that figure, Rod? What do you do? What's your secret?
My secret is drinking lots of vodka. No, I don't want to say that. My secret, I would say, is you know what, Rod? I mean, I love sports, and I love sports so much that I like to play sports. So I do play hockey 3 or 4 times a week. Still, I'm old, though. I've got those 60-year-old knees that aren't bouncing back. I've got a lot of. I think I'm a teenager again playing. My teams that I play with, I used to be a pretty good player. Now they call me they want me to be a stay-at-home forward. They want me to stay home every week. So I try to stay in shape. It's hard, though. It's hard. It's especially hard after COVID, is people say, hey, you're in shape. Well, round is a shape too, so that's okay.
How about that?
Hockey 3 times a week. There you go. That's the answer. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Hey, you look to really have a blast calling those CEBL games this year. Were you having as much fun? And by the way, because you've been at the pinnacle with the NBA, you look just as excited doing both.
Yeah. You know what? I think I'm like you a lot. Is that I love doing games. I don't care where it was. I was doing some Ontario Junior Hockey League games last year, and I love doing them. I love sports events. People always ask me, what's the favorite sporting event you called? I say, well, tomorrow, and I do love them. I think the CEBL is fantastic. I love what they've done up in Saskatchewan with the Rattlers, and in Edmonton and Calgary, Winnipeg. They've got an incredible team. I think the league it's a perfect window, Rod. Still in the NBA playoffs, but before the summer league, we've got great players, great crowds. It's a real vibe, and I don't have to tell you, basketball is very popular among the younger, our younger generation. Everybody loves basketball, it seems. And so, yeah, I mean, I do. I get excited for them. I get excited about any game, man. If they got a rock, paper, scissors game going, I like calling that stuff too. So, hey, I can't wait to be calling pickleball. Are you playing pickleball yet?
Okay, what's the story there?
Are you playing pickleball?
You can. I bought Serena at Christmas last year a pickleball set and a tennis racket set. We haven't opened the pickleball, but here's a conversation the other day. We're sitting around a table, and the guy goes, "Do you know how to play pickleball?" Guy goes, "No." He goes, "Do you know how to play ping pong?" He goes, "Yeah." Then you know how to play pickleball. That was a Florida conversation. Is that true?
I don't know. I do think it's crazy. I hate to name drop Timo Solan. I hate name droppers, by the way. I just want to tell you that. I said that to Justin Bieber earlier today. Anyway,
How about
how
that?
about that? There you go.
Very good. Yeah.
So Timo Solani was in Moose Jaw last year, one of your favorite places, and he was telling me about how he's playing pickleball these days. And everybody's got pickleball courts. The only problem is the noise. But all of my buddies, I haven't played yet. I want to start because I like tennis and I like ping pong. But my brother plays it a lot. A lot of people are playing it. I think it's really good for everyone except the people apparently in the neighborhoods. It's very loud. I don't know if it's what it's like down in Florida, but it's very, very loud.
That's the first that I heard of it. But yeah, you're familiar with the Major League Pickleball. They air the games here on Game Plus. Sometimes we're preempted for Major League Pickleball, but GD Bouchard's playing. It's like everybody's playing. Which do you want to broadcast or do you want to play it? Maybe you could do both.
Well, I'd like to broadcast it too because I'm telling you, I've seen the impressions, how many millions of people are watching. And by the way, it looks like, again, at first I thought it was, I don't know why it was called pickleball. And maybe I thought maybe it'd be sponsored by Viagra or something like that. How about that? There it is. There you go. I don't know why it was called pickleball. Somebody said it was called pickleball because the guy who invented it, his dog's name was Pickles. And I think that's actually what happened. Some people said it looked like the ball. It doesn't look like the ball. It doesn't look like a pickle. But when I first started looking at it and watching it and hearing about it, I thought, oh, this is old fart sport. But it's not. Some of these people are incredible at it. So, yeah, I think there are legs to it. I think sports is evolving to the point now where we're going to have more sports like that. We're going to see more things. I'd certainly like to see it before we get, and nothing against the gamers, but it's a sport. It's athletics. And anything that's athletic to me is worthy of broadcasting at some time.
Well, if you will, I just Googled it. They say it's urban legend as to where pickleball came from. And the dog story is certainly one of them. In 1965, in Bainbridge Island, Washington, they're calling it the fastest growing sport in America, which I don't doubt that it is. But I would love your take on this. You're an Olympics guy. You've called Olympics events. Flag football. I just saw an article that was sent to me the other day. A high school in L.A. had contested girls flag football for the first time ever, and they were so excited that these high school girls were able to play football, which was traditionally a guy's sport. And I'm like, yeah, pretty happy I got my foot in that door with flag football in America because it is exciting as hell. Listen, pickleball's cool. Flag football draws a crowd.
Yeah.
It's more entertaining to watch. How do you feel about that as an Olympic sport?
Yeah, I have no problem with it. I have no problem. But flag football, by the way, and I'm sorry against the flag football players, yes, it resembles football, but it will never, ever replace football. I mean, people are talking someday. There's an element to football that it needs physicality, but I love flag football, and I play it with my buddies today. We're just not very good. We can never get any of the flags. But I would say that, yes, it's something, anything that's athletic. Look at how many sports are in the Olympics. They had ballroom dancing in the Olympics a few years ago, for goodness sake. I think it's also territorial in some aspects of where they're putting it in the Olympics. Certain cities like Los Angeles or in the United States, yes, flag football. Paris, for instance, next year, there's no baseball. And then it will be coming back in other years. I think we're going to see some sports that we're going to lose down the road because there might not be as much interest that go back a long, long way. Remember when the Olympics started, Rod, they had tug of war. The tug of war was actually an Olympic sport. I don't think horseshoes was, but it was probably pretty close. But there are a number of sports. I do think that. Sorry, this thing keeps falling out. There are a number of sports that are questionable at times. But anything to me that's athletic and draws a crowd and creates interest, like flag football, which everybody can play, I think is good for the sport, good for sports, and good for Olympics.
Well, the NFL, look, is pushing the hell out of this, and probably was the biggest reason why flag football got adopted into the Olympics, was because the NFL was behind it. They want to grow their brand. Those national championships I did in Charlotte, North Carolina, the NFL was a sponsor. Rod, here's breaking news. The NFL is not stupid. Did you know that? Did you know that?
Damn.
No, they're not. They're not. They're not. They're not stupid at all.
You got a notification there?
And anywhere they go, and not only that, I mean, I'm sure you're going to probably see flag football at Wembley Stadium. You know, I mean, they're not. I mean, there's a reason it's the number one sport, most watched, most bet, most attended in North America. There's a reason that NFL. By the way, Rod, and maybe I'm showing my age. I remember back in the 70s when I started loving the CFL. The CFL, a lot of the players from the NFL came north because they couldn't make the money in the National Football League to play in the CFL. So yes, the NFL has grown in leaps and bounds. It used to be probably 3, maybe 2 at one time. Baseball was up there. Hockey's never been there. It's still kind of trying to grow. Basketball, I think a few years ago, probably got close, but there's nothing like the NFL in North American sport. Nothing like it.
Well, you've been around it all, and don't forget that baseball was, for a long time, the national pastime, and football is just blown by that. How they did it, there's a book in the offing somewhere. I'd like to read it. I don't know how they did it, but they're blowing the doors off everybody. Listen, you got to go. Happy Halloween. Thanks to your family for waiting and allowing you to do this.
Hey, yes, happy Halloween. Be safe out there, everybody, tonight. I know you're not going as Travis Kelce. I know you're going as Taylor Swift. So enjoy that tonight, buddy.
Hell yes.
I got to get my outfit. You got it. Thanks, Rod. The great RB,
See you, Rod.
Rod Black, joining us. See you, man. Joining us from the 6.